One Zambia, one nation. Good evening and welcome to the news on ZNBC. Let's take a look at the stories making headlines. President Edgar Lungu urges political players to learn from elections in Madagascar and the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Barotse Royal Establishment BRE says it will support the PF government and ensure that all the projects initiated are fully implemented. Government commends Paramount Chief Gawa Undi of the Chewa people for initiating a community-based project which will see the construction of 6 clinics. And in sports, Zesco United and Nkana football clubs will tomorrow face off in the CAF Confederations Cup Group C opener set for the Levi Mwanawasa Stadium in Ndola. With the news, my name is Nabwalia Vlahakis and my sign language caster is Loveness Chupa. Let's take a look at the news in detail. President Edgar Lungu has urged political players in Zambia to learn from the recent past elections in Madagascar and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Mark Ziligone reports that President Lungu was speaking to ZNBC News after his early morning jogging at State Lodge in Lusaka.
He has continued with his mission to create a healthy Zambia through healthy living and exercise. President Lungu has once again led members of staff from various organizations and senior government officials for an early morning jog at State Lodge in Lusaka. After a 13-kilometer run, President Lungu reiterated his call for a healthy Zambia to avoid non-communicable diseases.
The motive behind this was to sensitize our people that out of every 4 people dead in Zambia today, 1 dies because of what we are calling non-communicable diseases, lack of fitness, habits.
Dr. Shitalu Chilufya is Minister of Health.
Let us exercise early in the morning, just walking or jogging. Let us eat healthy. Kalembula, chibwabwa, impwa, ifsashi, ivondwe, ifinkubala.
Barclays Bank was among corporate firms that took part in the early morning jog.
I just wanted to say thank you, Mr. President, for this initiative, which is really uniting Zambia and really just, really it's great. We're all fit. We don't have to go to the hospital for everything.
President Lungu also urged political players in Zambia to learn best democratic practices.
I think so far so good. The region is becoming democratic, and let's also learn to be democratic in Zambia. In our political parties, intra-party democracy. Like what we are doing in PF, we are going back to the people to get our mandate renewed and so on. I'd like to believe all those who want to occupy State House and provide leadership to the Zambian people should emulate the best practices.
The President's mission to create a healthy Zambia has continued to attract several firms pledging to support the move. Mark Ziligone, ZNBC News, Lusaka.
The Barotse Royal Establishment BRE says it will support the PF government and ensure that all the projects initiated are fully implemented. The BRE notes that it will endeavour to work with the government because it is fulfilling the aspirations of the people of Western Province in particular and the nation in general. Speaking on behalf of Senior Chief Inyambo Yeta, when Health Minister Shitalu Chilufya and his Foreign Affairs counterpart Joe Malanji paid a courtesy call on him in Sesheke, Induna Mubita Mwinda said the BRA is impressed with the distribution of development projects in the province. And Dr. Chilufya says government will endeavour to implement all the projects initiated in Western Province and Sesheke in particular. The minister is in the province to check on health services, commission construction works of Katimamulilo Mini Hospital and Yeta College of Nursing and Midwifery in Sesheke.
We really appreciate what DF is doing, especially for BRE. We as BRE, we are geared to work with the government of the day. There is no way we can take our eyes somewhere. As far as we are in the government ruling party, we are ready to work with you. You see, you can see some of the things which are happening. Some people can say it is because of election. No, they were planned some time back. Now they are being implemented. So, Honorable Minister, we can see how you are toiling to bring Western province on the level with other provinces. With these few words, I think I have to bow my head and thank the DF government.
We're looking at Sesheke Chiefdom. Mulovezi, the government has built a state-of-the-art district hospital. So today I'd like to further announce that His Excellency President Kachagwa will be opening Mulovezi District Hospital formally on Friday, the 8th of February. And this is a facility that is complementing Sichili hospital, and it's also to complement Mandi Mission Hospital, because it's the first time that government will have its own facility. We've been working closely with the church leadership.
The Opposition Alliance says it has not withdrawn its membership from the Zambia Center for Inter-Party Dialogue, ZCID. Opposition Alliance Chairperson for Media, Sean Tembo, says the 12 political parties have only suspended their affiliation to ZCID on the National Dialogue and Reconciliation process. Speaking in an interview with ZNBC News today, Mr. Tembo says the views of ZCID will not represent the Opposition Alliance because they will not be part of the ZCID National Dialogue and Reconciliation process. Meanwhile, first ZCID chairperson Katele Kalumba has described reports of the 12 opposition political parties withdrawing from ZCID as surprising, and he has urged them to rescind the decision.
We have not made a complete withdrawal of our membership from ZCID. What we have done is that we have suspended our affiliation to ZCID, specifically with regard to the matter at hand, which is the National Dialogue and Reconciliation process. What has led to this decision is, like I illustrated earlier, the continuous dishonorable conduct of ZCID as an institution and its desire to represent the interests of one political party, because ZCID as an umbrella body is supposed to represent the interests of all political parties.
The Ministry of Home Affairs has called on the Democratic Party, DP, to stop conducting political activities in the country pending the determination of the appeal case against its registration. Ministry of Home Affairs Public Relations Officer Nefas Chifuta says the full force of the law shall be applied should the DP officials fail to comply with the calls to halt its political activities. He says the Attorney General has filed an appeal in the Court of Appeal against the High Court order that compelled the Registrar of Society to issue the certificate of registration to the DP. Mr. Chifuta says this means that the DP remains deregistered until the determination of the appeal case in the Court of Appeal. This is contained in a statement released to ZNBC News in Lusaka today. Works and Supply Minister Mutotwe Kafwaya is disappointed that senior public officers are in the forefront of abusing government vehicles. The minister was speaking when he led a team of Transport Control Unit officials in conducting night patrols in various parts of Lusaka last night. Here's a report.
It is past 22 hours and this government vehicle has been spotted coming from the airport. This is why Works and Supply Minister Mutotwe Kafwaya is not happy that government vehicles are being used beyond stipulated hours.
Doing a personal thing, you use your personal resources. This is people's resources. That's our problem. We don't want people to use people's money for personal business.
The minister led a team of officials in his ministry to patrol various parts of Lusaka, and over 5 vehicles were impounded during the exercise, which lasted from 20 hours to midnight. This vehicle belongs to one of the directors at the Ministry of Works and Supply, and he too has not been spared. This government vehicle, which was being driven by this woman, has also been impounded.
If she doesn't have documents, data details, just data details, right on the sheet, data details, take the data today.
And Mr. Kafwaya is not happy that most of the lawbreakers are senior public officers.
Tonight, we have also, we haven't found a single driver. The only people we have found are directors, assistant directors. And that shows that these are the people who are working against His Excellency the President.
The minister has since warned to start revoking certificates of competences for ailing public officers. Lucky Piri, TV2 News, Lusaka.
Government has commended Paramount Chief Gawa Undi of the Chewa people of Zambia, Malawi and Mozambique for initiating a community-based project which will see the construction of 6 clinics. The clinics are being constructed at Nyavyombo in the Chewa Kingdom in Zambia. Minister of Housing and Infrastructure Development, Rona Chitotela, says the initiative by the chief is an encouragement for government to even offer support towards the project. And a Chewa Royal Establishment spokesperson, Lucas Piri, explains that the community initiative came up after the Paramount Chief realized the sufferings of his people, especially during the rainy season. Mr. Piri further said that people in the area are not able to cross over to the other side of the chiefdom whenever the Lunkuswe River gets full.
This is what it calls to partner with the government, because the people that will be attended to at this clinic are Zambians, and I want to commend His Majesty Gawa Undi for initiating this kind of projects where the community participates in putting up this zonal clinic, and they've started building out of 6 houses. So far they've completed 2. I want to commend them, especially the leadership exhibited by His Majesty Gawa Undi. I would want also to appeal to other traditional authorities to partner with the government and put up community program. This also encourages us as government. So we will also be contributing 100 roofing seats for the completion or for the roofing of the clinic.
This community-based project is being sponsored by the Universal Peaceful Federation, which is an NGO. And His Majesty had to look at how people are suffering here. You know, it covers a lot of people, not only the village, but also farms around here and some villages. So what happens is when the rivers are full, this river where we are going, Runkuswe River, when it's full, people can't cross. And when also that river where you saw the bridge, which is lower, is full, people can't cross to Kapara. So what he decided was to start scouting for this community-based project, which is a clinic.
Copperbelt Minister Jaffen Mwakalombe has urged youths in the province not to waste their time on illicit things like drugs and alcohol, but to concentrate on entrepreneurship, which he says is the future for the country. Mr. Mwakalombe says abusing alcohol and engaging in other vices makes youths become unproductive. Speaking at a graduation ceremony for youths from across Kitwe who took part in entrepreneurship training by Lulu's Business Connect, Mr. Mwakalombe said there is no need for youths to cry for jobs when they can create them for themselves. And Lulu Business Connect founder Lulu Nkwazi said her organization aims at equipping youths with entrepreneurial skills so that they can create jobs for themselves.
It is after we developed the 7th National Development Plan, a document that is accepted by everybody, that now we can move as a nation. And when we see Lulu coming up with this idea of exploiting the potentials that the youths have, not only in the Copper Belt, but in the nation, then we can say we need to applaud her. Every citizen, the younger generation, we have the potential. Many other times we say, Boma Yanganepo, or our government validation. No, the younger generation, I'm very happy actually to see that the younger generation, you want to take the mentor.
Even at a high school level, we've taken on every single year in December a number of high school students from different backgrounds to come and go on a bit of training and then attachment, only to emphasize that experience really matters more, because how many of us know somebody that's going to school, graduated, and they're still like, I'm not really sure if that's what I want to go to school for.
A Lusaka-based entrepreneur has called on governments to ensure that there is proper capacity building for youths before they are empowered. Chris Jinda says this is the only way such empowerment would yield tangible results. Mr. Jinda has told ZNBC News that there is need for the youths to first form partnerships with those who have succeeded in various businesses in order to learn how to manage and run such ventures.
Before they empower the youth, it's better they form up, they put them in a kind of a seminar or in a training, so that they know the importance of paying back. Because if one youth defaults in paying back, defaults on behalf of the other youths. So if the government has introduced an empowerment program and the youths defaults, they don't pay back, it means that even the government will lose some confidence in bringing forward more and more empowerment that is required for the youths. The other thing is, obviously, I would want to encourage also the youths. They should associate with the skillful people in our communities.
Accountant General Dick Sichembe is impressed with the preparations for the Eastern South African Association of Accountants General Conference, ESAG, slated for February 25th in Livingstone. Justin Akakulubelwa reports that Dr. Sichembe said this in Livingstone today after inspecting the vehicles that have been sourced for the transportation of the delegates.
Livingstone is set to host the 2019 East and Southern African Association of Accountants General ESAG conference this month, and preparations for the conference have heightened, attracting the attention of the Accountant General Dr. Dick Sichembe to visit Livingstone for an on-the-spot check. His first engagement was paying a courtesy call on the acting Livingstone District Commissioner.
It's an association which was formed by accountant generals in 14 countries, or from 14 countries. We are hosting the conference from 25th to 1st of March 2019. We are expecting more than 1,000 delegates, and we chose Livingstone because of its strategic importance and also just to promote business in the tourism sector.
For us, it's a great benefit One, we know that out of those, if not all, many of them, at least in one way, there will be delegates, but they are also our tourists. Economically, our people are also going to benefit.
Later, Dr. Sichembe toured the Harry Mangankumbula International Airport and inspected the vehicles that will be used by the delegates.
I must commend the team for working so hard. What we have seen is also excellent, and we are very happy.
The conference, which is slated for February 25 to 1st March, is expected to be officially opened by the Republican President Edgar Lungu. Justin Akaklubelwa, ZNBC News, Livingston.
This is TV1 Main News. We now take our first commercial break. Stay with us. Welcome back. We now have the safety segment, and on the segment tonight, most public places in Kitwe are not yet compliant with the government directive to erect ramps that make buildings accessible to the physically challenged. Join us for details after this message. Most public places in Kitwe are not yet compliant with the government directive to erect ramps that make buildings accessible to the physically challenged. Here's a report.
In the first place, I would like to commend the government for so many medical institutions coming up. But in the same vein, I would also like to call for the authorities to make sure that whenever they are setting up these buildings, they make sure that they also cater for some of us who are physically challenged or have challenges in mobility, so that it makes it easy for us to have access.
When we talk about inclusive development, we are talking about leaving no one behind. We cannot afford to leave the disabled from the drive for development. Therefore, as a district, we are glad that we have made various strides as the Department of Community Development to ensure that the disabled are part and parcel of the development we seek.
That's all we had in safety news. Make sure you join us next week for more safety news. Thank you for staying with us. We take another commercial break. Keep watching. Welcome back. The 2019 Chwala Organizing Committee has raised 50% of the budgeted 1 million kwacha to host the annual ceremony of the Ngoni people of Eastern Province this month. Organizing Committee National Chairperson Mukwenda Sakala says the response from the corporate world and individuals has been overwhelming. Ms. Sakala was speaking during a fundraising walk meant to raise funds for the Impi warriors who will travel to support the ceremony. She said South African Zulu king Goodwill Zwelithini's son, Prince Zwelithini, in the company of the Zulu Prime Minister Mangosuthu Buthelezi, is expected to be in attendance. Ms. Sakala says Paramount Chief Mwanta Kazembe of the Lunda people of Luapula Province, Paramount Chief Chitimukulu of the Bemba people of Northern Province, and Chieftainess Nkomesha of the Soli people of Lusaka Province are also expected to grace the ceremony.
Our target for raising funds this year is 1 million kwacha. We have a number of events lined up, but today's event, as in the fundraising walk, is specifically to raise funds for our MPs, the ones singing behind me. These are our traditional soldiers that accompany us to the ceremony and the guards of Inkosi Yamankosi. Our other fundraising events, on the 8th of February, we have an event at the Pamodzi Hotel, which is an exclusive cocktail party for some of our major sponsors. And then on the 15th of February, which is a Friday, we have a major fundraising dinner dance, which will be held at Mulunguchi International Conference Center. So far, we've raised about 50% of the monies that we require for the ceremony. We've had several pledges from both corporate and individual sponsors, and our pledges so far are about 500,000 kwacha. Suffice to say, that was the target for Lusaka, but in Chipata, our counterparts there, we have another committee that's running in Chipata, and they also have raised some monies. I believe as that yesterday, they had raised about 200,000 kwacha.
Controversial Malawian prophet shepherd Bushiri has been arrested in South Africa. The Enlightened Christian Gathering Church's leader was arrested yesterday, together with his wife, on charges of fraud and money laundering. According to ENCA News Channel, the self-styled prophet will appear in court on Monday. It is not the first time Bushiri is facing fraud charges. Last year, he was arrested for allegedly shipping millions of rands from South Africa, where he is based, to Malawi. Bushiri also came under fire in December after a stampede at his church left 3 congregants dead. This is our last commercial break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We now have sports news. Zeska United and Nkana football clubs will tomorrow face off in the CAF Confederations Cup Group C opener set for the Levi Mwanawasa Stadium in Ndola. And Musenga Mulimba reports that both teams have declared themselves ready for the memorable encounter.
They renew their rivalry just a week after playing each other in the Charity Shield Cup. This time around, the battle will be at an international level. Nkana and Zesco United clash in the CAF Confederations Cup Group C opening match at Levi Mwanawasa Stadium in Ndola tomorrow. This is the first of its kind, and both teams will look to record a win to boost their chances of qualifying to the quarterfinals. Nkana wants to continue its fine form against the Ndola-based side after winning their previous encounter. As for the league champions, a new chapter is what they want to start with against the Kitwe Giants. Zesco United coach George Luandamina is not under pressure.
What pressure are you talking about? For how long have I been in this game? In football, there is no revenge. You just play your cards right, that's all. I'm sure I would want to win so that you start on the better footing.
His counterpart is equally ready for the task ahead.
It will be an entertaining game. As I said, we prepared very well for this encounter. And the team is ready, we're happy. We've seen the captain is back in the team. He missed the 2 games through injury. For sure we'll be missing 2 players, Beniba and Duncan Rutino.
Fans are expected to remain disciplined during the encounter to avoid sanctions.
We anticipate that we are going to be orderly and ensure that we maintain peace.
Group C also comprises Ghana's Asante Kotoko and Sudan's Al Hilal.
Meanwhile, football fans have called for massive security at the stadium to avoid sanctions from CAF in case fans misbehave. Zambia Sports Fans Association ZASO patron Peter Makembo has appealed to fans of both clubs to exercise restraint and avoid provocation as they cheer their respective clubs.
Should Zambia be banned just because of a few individuals who are failing to understand the name of the game? Few individuals who are just coming in the name of confusion to confuse the outcome or what has been done already. So such kind of characters, that is why we are saying no, please refrain completely from such kind of behavior, because that's not Zambia. We are not known of that.
2018, the league fixture involving Zesco United and Nkana was abandoned at the Levi Mwanawasa Stadium after objects were thrown on the pitch following a penalty given to Nkana in the additional time of 90 minutes, with the match tied at 1-1. During the Charity Shield match involving the two clubs last weekend, the two teams' fans were at it again by throwing objects on the pitch. Thank you so much for watching the news. As we end the news, we now take a look at the stories making headlines. President Edgar Lungu has urged political players in Zambia to learn from the recent past elections in Madagascar and the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Barotse Royal Establishment BRE says it will support the PF government and ensure that all the projects initiated are fully implemented. Government has commended Paramount Chief Gawa Undi of the Chewa people of Zambia, Malawi and Mozambique for initiating a community-based project which will see the construction of 6 clinics. And in our sports news, Zesco United and Nkana football clubs will tomorrow face off in the CAF Confederations Cup Group C opener set for the Levi Mwanawasa Stadium in Ndola. Well, that's it for the news. Thank you so much for your time. My name is Nawali Abdulhakis. God bless.